Hello, friends. I'm sort of hiding in the nook of our basement steps where it's the most quiet and cool because we're like Baltimoreing right now. Um, it's our new moon, and I magically sat down right at 11:10 and pulled a card right at 11:11, and it made so much sense not only for my own personal experience, but with the new moon and this like time. I figured I would share it out loud. And I just wanted to talk for a minute about what all this is. Like when I come in and say like new moon and like making intentions and focusing on your desires, like what is all that about? And just wanted to talk for a minute about that whole process. I feel like it's so easy for people to get excited about what they want. You know, it's so easy for us to be like, yeah, I want change. It's just that space between wanting and allowing that we just don't really feel that it makes sense. And most often, it doesn't actually make any vibrational sense and it doesn't really happen. So we'll set a goal. Well, I want change. We get all gung-ho, and then something happens and, oh, change. Nah, I guess I don't want change. I guess I'll stay the same. It's kind of a normal loop. Until you are able to realize that that's just part of the process. A lot of times, sorry, I'm trying to play with my phone. This was like an unplanned button pushing, which I'm trying to do more often because I do better when I do that. I'm not so planned, and I need to stop trying to be so planned. Also, wrinkles, and I don't care. Back to that. So, who can tell Nancy's mood today? Also, it may be Tuesday here in Nancy Land, just so everybody knows. Be aware, it could be Tuesday here. Not aware, because aware, yes, but not beware. Be aware. Ooh, that's fun. Did you see what I did there? Yeah, it makes sense, right? It's not beware, just be aware. It's so good. I love that. I think I just gave myself a present there. Anyway. It seems easy, like, to work with people and get them excited about what they want. Like, for the most part, I want my phone to stay up, right? We all know what we want. And for the most part, we could all pretty much identify, like, what the change would be. It's just hard to imagine our first steps or next steps or how it's going to affect all of the other things. So most of the time, people want and don't let their self go. Or they want and they like just block with all the, well, she's going to hate it, he's going to hate it, then I got to do this. Blah, 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 blah. If you're wanting to create from a place of not that loop and actually move into the new thing that you're desiring, there is a space from naming it and allowing it where it's called acceptance. And we got to stay in that space and sort of learn to appreciate the things that gave us the new knowledge. We couldn't have known what we wanted if we didn't know all these things that we don't necessarily want. Maybe we did want it before and now we've kind of just outgrown it. Maybe we wanted it once upon a time and now we've gotten to a place where it just doesn't make any more sense. But we don't know how to let things go. As a human species, God, we are so good at holding on to shit, especially if it ain't good for us. We will hold on to it till our fucking face falls off. But it doesn't have to be that way. And it's really not what was intended when we came here as a species or as a God source, whatever you want to call that. In the middle of deciding you want something and allowing it, there needs to sort of just be a breather. Like everything in our creative experience, there is like birth, death, rebirth, you know, all that. The life cycle is real in everything we do. Every thought has a cycle. Every being, every relationship, every meal, right? Everything has a cycle. The plants, the animals, our bodies. And it's funny that it's usually the relationships that we have our most entanglements. You know, we get so tripped up in other people's experience and then we negate our own and then we get bitter. And it's like this big ball of we're fighting in here, which means we're not doing what we want out here. And everything just feels a little off or really off, depending on how far apart you are from what you're wanting, how long you've been holding yourself apart from what you've been wanting. I love to talk about how knowing that what you want wants you back and resting in that peace for the first couple of moments, days, is really the work. Just knowing it's coming. It's coming. Maybe you don't see it yet. Maybe you probably shouldn't even tell anybody yet. You just know it's coming. It is already here. You've thought it. A thought is a gift from your source, a gift from our God, a gift from the universe, whatever you want to call that, from the highest form of thought forms. When you feel a thought or think a thought and feel it and it's relieving, that's from your source. No other way about it. Sometimes those inspired actions may not look like something a God would do. But if you want to zoom out outer, because that's like my favorite thing to do, our God that we identify with doesn't do the judgy like us humans do. We are the ones that decide right and wrong. You know, God is love. Love of the energy of God and our source is love and expansion. And the only way for our humans to kind of learn is by experiencing things that give us contrast. That was on purpose. We wanted it. I know it doesn't seem like it, but we wanted it. We are capable of navigating our contrast. We are capable of changing our entire life. And it all starts in our belly and in our mind. First, we make a decision, and then we soothe the belly. In the middle, our vibration is formed, and our point of attraction is reached. The more that we practice this point of attraction, the more this point of attraction becomes dominant. And now this is what you're leading with. But before you even know what you want, you're experiencing maybe the opposite, or maybe what you don't want, or maybe what you fucking hate. And that has a different feeling. I fucking hate you. I fucking hate this job. I fucking hate this body. Has a different vibe than relief is here. Right? Once you decide what feels better, just decide it's already here. Whatever you can do to decide it's here and believe it's here to soothe that belly, to quiet the mind, is the actual work. That's the literal work, which it is flicking work. When you're brand new to it, practicing changing your beliefs is kind of like a mind fuckery. When I first began this, I was like, so am I changing things or am I just convincing myself that? And lo and behold, kind of the same thing, just the way you look at it. Because the universe doesn't give a shit why you believe or practice a vibration. The universe just responds to it. But as everything, there's a cycle. If you've been vibrating for a minute, there's a lot of that. We don't realize it, but we walk into our vibration every day. When you walk into the office this morning, it's kind of where you left it last night. And then if you go into home later, it's probably close to where you picked it up last. When we see a person and have it exchange, usually when we pick back up, it's kind of there, right? Even if it's been months or years. You ever hear those friends? It's just like we never left. We just blah, 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 blah. Because they just pick right back up. Their vibrations sync right back up. They're aligned. They have expectation and desire, and it's all in the right place. I know every time I talk to her, it's just like every time. It's just like that. We get on the phone and it's, love talking to her. God, I wish we did this more than every 6 months. You won't, because that's fine, but it's good. It's so good. What we feel in our belly, what we think in our mind, comes out in our experience. There's so many different components, there's so many different thoughts, and there's so many different triggers that we are focusing on all day. And until you're deliberate and aware, or until you are being aware of what's going on in here, it feels like you are just out on like the boat and it's an ocean and you have a half of a paddle. Maybe you have a paddle. You might have a paddle. You know? But when you start to become aware of what happens in your mind and how it feels in the belly and start noticing, well, this sucked a little less. I'm just going to keep thinking in that direction. This feels better. think maybe it's just better now. It's steps. It's not leaps and bounds. That's a different planet. But our planet is shifting into a different dimension, and we're all going with it. Which means so many more folks like myself are sharing all of these things about this land of woo that we can't really see, but we know it's there. We can feel it. Thank God we can feel it. You know? Because if you can feel it, you can have it. Let me read this card for you today that I pulled at 11:11 on this full moon, new moon. It's also an eclipse. And some of my more practiced eclipse knowledgeful friends would advise you to not do a whole lot of nitpicking and intention setting today. Just be in it today. Just be aware today. Today, reach for acceptance. Today, find harmony between here and here. Today, let this be the thing you do the most. Today, let this be what's most important. Yeah, you still do your work. You still take care of the kids. You do all the things. But let this be the most important thing that you do. Because it doesn't take very long before you realize that if this is the most important thing I'm doing, everything outside is affected. And it's almost like, but it seems backwards. It seems like the more I take care of myself, the more the world takes care of me back. Seems crazy. But I'm going to keep doing it. Because, guys, that's what happens. Once you start taking care of yourself and looking for your dreams and letting your dreams have you back, they start coming for you too. And, of course, if you are wanting to go out on a boat and you live in a great big concrete house, maybe your concrete house will be knocked down. Bad example. But you know what I'm saying? If you're wanting to go live as a nomad, but you have you have a garage full of shit, maybe it's time for a garage sale. Maybe it's time for the garage to get blown over by a thunderstorm. Maybe whatever that contrast looks like for you is right. I don't mean, things come in different ways. Sometimes it's inspired action. Sometimes the universe just helps. Sometimes we get inspired action because the universe knows, babe, the house is about to get blown down. Sell that shit. And then, I don't want to do that. And then the house gets blown. Oh, man, I could have sold all that stuff. Who cares? Fine. Next time I hear that, I'm just going to listen. Just be easier about everything. And start to find your connection. Start to let yourself see this. This is really what's happening, friends. Fuck! I gotta stop saying fuck so much. It's Tuesday, that's right. Tuesday in Nancyland. The number today is 14. The word is acceptance. The vibe is harmony. Everything you feel comes from within you. All is sacred, and at the heart of all experience is love. This serene being mixes all he has experienced in his cupped hands and then lets it go by moving it through the violet flame of transformation. It is a cool, high vibration flame. Everything that passes through it becomes fully balanced. Blue is the color of communication, purple the color of transformation, and red is the color of action. Aha moments lead to awareness. The next step is the acceptance of your awareness. You will then be inspired to action. Being out of balance reminds us how good it feels to be in balance, to be in harmony. Meaning, the acceptance brings reassurance. Letting go will bring stability. You are ready to accept the past and admit the present so you have a balanced foundation for the future. Acknowledge where you've compromised and learn to speak your truth. Let go of blame and choose to love yourself exactly as you are right now. Your perception and judgment of a situation has created an emotional obstacle. Invoke this violet flame by imagining it in your hands. Let blame and judgment move through this flame and transform into clarity and acceptance. Be patient and allow for the deeper healing. Allow. Patience. Transformation. Harmony. These aren't big bursts of like, it's a moment. It's the breath in between. Let it be real to you. Let you believe it. And when you start to doubt it, just don't think, oh, nope, not going to do that, not going to do that. I'm going to go do the dishes. I'm going to go take a nap. I'm going to go do something else. Whenever it comes, tell yourself, oh, no, we got the plan. The relief is here, remember? Oh, no, we just forgot the relief is here. It's okay, worry. Worry, you're good. The relief is here. We just forgot. Yep, we're good. Thank you. Harmony is here. Harmony is here. Harmony is here. Harmony is here. Have a great rest of your new moon day, friends. Bye.